Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made homemade vegetable broth. So let's get started. I used all of the frozen vegetable pieces, scraps that I had saved for about a month, and olive oil, thyme, salt, and water. You want to make sure you have a large enough pot, especially if you've saved your vegetables for a while. So make sure you add your olive oil, put your heat on about medium-high because we are going to get this boiling. So we'll add that olive oil, and then we are going to add in all of those frozen vegetable pieces. Get all of those veggies in that pot, and the next thing you want to do is I added in my salt and the thyme that I had left. I just had about probably a tablespoon left, so that's what I added into the broth mixture. The salt, of course, I really wish I had one of those fancy flip salt containers, but we don't, so it's in our sugar bowl right now, so that add that salt. You can move around all of the ingredients a little bit just to make sure all the salt and the thyme kind of gets down in there. So I started out with 8 cups of water. When I added it to the pot, I realized I wanted probably a little bit more broth. It wasn't completely as saturating or covering the vegetables as much. So I did add an additional 4 cups. So this is a pot that's large enough to hold that much liquid. So I did put 12 total cups of water in this pot. Just make sure you mix around all the spices and the salt, make sure it's incorporated, and then we are going to let this come up to a boil. It may take a while because this is 12 cups of water, but we want to make sure that we get everything well seasoned and well distributed in there. So while I'm waiting for this to come to a boil, I guess I have to do the dishes. Now that this has come to a boil and I got the dishes put away, we are going to make sure that we let this simmer for about an hour. At least that's the time frame that I chose, to let it simmer for an hour, because I want the maximum amount of flavor taken from these vegetables for the broth. So you decide. I mean, like I said, it's the first time I was making it, so I just decided on an hour. An hour's passed and our broth is finished in the process for me for the hour of simmering. So we're going to turn the timer off, turn the heat off, and now I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes for it to cool down a little bit before I strain it. I am going to slide over the pot to get it off of the burner that it was actually boiling on, to help with the cooling process, and hopefully that will help reduce the heat a little better. I have my containers ready, and I am going to move to the sink and strain these vegetables. Now, I don't have a compost. That may be another project someday, but you could definitely use these scraps in your compost pile if you have that. But look at all that broth after we have strained it through the strainer. Just really nice color. You can pick out any other little pieces that may have gone through the holes of the strainer. Now let's get this yummy broth into our containers. So I'm just using a ladle to get it in the containers. Of course, I guess I could have picked it up and poured it in with a colander, but did not want to do that. It still was a little hot, so just wanted to make sure that I did it a little slowly. And also had the lids ready, but we were not going to put these in the fridge or the freezer until it completely cooled down. Look at the finished product. I couldn't be more pleased with this batch of broth. First time I've ever done this, so I am very happy. Took a quick taste and it is just fine for us. Low sodium. We will add more seasoning to it when we use it, so looking forward to using this. Again, thank you for watching. We really appreciate the support, and if you're not subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.